and welcome to Diecast Restos. I'm Jason, and you may not be able to tell quite yet, but I'm in my new studio finally. To celebrate, once I'm fully settled and unpacked, I'll do a brief tour video. But for now, here's a 20D Matchbox Superfast Lamborghini Marzal. Based on a 1967 concept car, it was one of the first wave of superfast castings released in 1969. It would remain in mainline production until 1974. Here's how it should look, boxed and in mint condition. And here's the one-of-a-kind Marzal it is based on. The Marzal was designed by Marcello Gandini of Bertone. It was created to complement Lamborghini's existing 400 GT 2+2 and the Miura as a true four-seater sports car. Sadly, the radical design, with its gull-wing doors and distinctive hexagonal rear louvers, would remain a one-off. Ferruccio Lamborghini claimed it was only ever an advertising exercise, that all magazines report on such cars at shows with front-page articles, and that it is still less expensive to create such a car for 100 million Italian lira than spend £1 billion lira in advertising costs. However, the shape and some design features were borrowed for future Lamborghini models, such as the Espada. This though was a working concept, with a 2-litre inline-6 engine hooked up to a 5-speed manual gearbox. Its chassis was borrowed from the Miura, and the engine was a halved version of Lamborghini's V12. The Marzal was first presented by Lamborghini at the 1967 Geneva Motor Show. It then made its first public appearance at that year's Monaco Grand Prix. Prince Rainier drove the car on a pre-race parade lap, accompanied by his wife Grace Kelly. Prince Rainier and Princess Grace's son, Prince Albert, drove the same car ahead of the 2018 historic Grand Prix of Monaco. After its initial public appearance in 1967, it made its second appearance in 1996 in Monterey, California. It was in honour of Carrozzeria Bertone at the Concorso Italiano. The car spent much of its life at the Bertone Design Study Museum in Capri near Turin. However, it was sold at auction in May 2011 for €1.5 million. It has appeared over the years in both white and the silver seen earlier. Naturally, this being a restoration, I'm going with the shade of red close to Lesney's original release. But a number of pre-production examples do exist in both white and silver, as well as metallic emerald and olive green, a metallic silver blue, and in the yellow seen on the earlier 33C Miura. Production colours phased between metallic red to hot pink to salmon pink to yellow to an orange pink across its 5-year production span. It could also be found draped in stickers for special edition sets. Pre-production cars could also be found with hub-style wheels, black interiors, and with clear window pieces. All production models had orange tinted windows and white to off-white interiors, and narrow, later wide, superfast 5-spoke wheels. As I'll be using clear red to colour this casting, I've laid down a coat of large flake silver leaf. Lesney originally used a silver primer with metallic red clear coat painted over the top, so my process is not too dissimilar to that. As with most of the bases, mine is unpainted metal, but a small minority were painted silver. So that means mine gets a polish to restore it back to its former glory. It's so satisfying deleting layers of grime that have built up over the years, not least because it makes those headlights, the grille, the tail lights and the registration plate all stand out. Of course, these metal additions meant that the cast body received no further detailing in the way of paint or tampos. Secondly, a clean polishing wheel is used to mop up any residue of autosol. With the base metal polished, I use autosol to spruce up the window piece, which includes that brilliant hexagonal louvered. It's a terrible shame this piece wasn't produced in clear. I'd be tempted to mould one from resin on another occasion, then colour the louvers black to recreate the original look. Here then is my painted casting in a bit of an odd shade under the light of my garage. Lastly, the superfast wheels are reinvigorated with a Molotow chrome coating over the 5-spoke design. With the wheels clipped in under the suspension piece on the base, here are the remaining components to put the Marzal back together. The window piece returns to create the glass capsule of a cabin that the Lambo possesses, followed by the seating and then the base. All that leaves is the fitment of my 3mm M2 laptop screw to complete another build. This is how my 20D Lamborghini Marzal from 1969 looked previously. It was quite tired. It had scratched and patchy red paintwork, cloudy windows, and a very dull base plate. This meant its feature grille and headlights, as well as the tail lights and registration plates, did not stand out at all. I thought this would be an ideal restoration as I break in the new studio, while also fitting it in and around my unpacking and decorating. And here's how it now looks. It's not wildly different, which in my mind makes a successful restoration. The paint matching using the Tamiya silver leaf combined with the clear red seems to have worked well. Meanwhile, the front end brightwork has polished up a treat, just as have the tail lights and registration plate. The window piece featuring the unique hexagonal louvers has cleaned and polished up quite well. And the wheels have had the clock turned back and now look as they did 53 years ago. I'm just going to enjoy that grille on the turntable one more time. Perfect, I'm happy with that. If you are too, drop a like and a comment, and be sure to subscribe to keep up with my releases. Thanks to all my existing subscribers and Patreon members for your support. Links are at the end of the video if you wish to join them. So with the first of many in my new studio done, all that leaves me to say is thanks for watching and bye for now.